Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Crypto Analyst here, and I hope all of you guys are having a good morning, evening, wherever you guys are from. And welcome back to another cryptocurrency video. Now, today we're going to be doing a technical analysis on Bitcoin, discussing this key formation and consolidation pattern that's been forming on it. Now, this has certainly played a huge role in the past of Bitcoin, but will also play a huge role in the future of Bitcoin if this plays out like it has before. So today we're going to be discussing this, breaking it down, explaining what all this means, and how the future of Bitcoin could be significantly impacted because of this consolidation period. So if you guys are interested, go and stick around for the video, and do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, as it does help out the channel a lot. Now with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into this, because as I'm sure most of you guys know, 2017 was a magnificent year for cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin, because it ran up all the way to nearly $20,000. Now, with this being said, this isn't the first time that we've seen this formation pattern. In fact, it's really happened a couple of times, but one of the most significant times that this has happened is in 2014. And I know you guys are probably saying, oh, well, I've heard this before. You might have, but you haven't seen it like this before, because this is such a key and crucial thing for someone to see when looking at market analytics. Now, if we're looking at Bitcoin, of course, we see our historic run up, followed by an extremely harsh, one of the harshest bear markets that Bitcoin has seen. Now, yes, it was not the harshest, but it has been one of the hardest bear markets to be a part of, especially because so many people bought at the top as compared to how many people bought at the top in the previous bear markets. Now, with this being said, we're starting to see this consolidation period happen on Bitcoin, where the price is starting to just kind of flatline, and it's stuck right on this 50 EMA, and it's pretty much just been hovering around this area for the past couple of months now. So the big question here is, I'm sure you guys are asking, well, what is this key consolidation pattern? What is this key formation pattern that I was talking about? And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. We're seeing this bear market start coming to an end. You're seeing the volatility and volume drop off, and then you're also seeing just the price action just become stable. Bitcoin's pretty much becoming a stable kind of. I was actually reading an article on this the other day talking about how Bitcoin was actually, kind of getting joked around as a stable coin now, even though it's not. But let's go ahead and take a look at what I mean and why this could be such a key consolidation and formation pattern on Bitcoin. Now, of course, we're going to look back over here to around 2014, and we're going to see, of course, this historic run-up, very similar like we've already talked about before on the price of Bitcoin. Now, of course, it has come into a bear market. We've talked about how, all the similarities in these two in previous videos, but that's not what we're going to be focusing on today. So today, of course, we know how similar this was to 2018, but two, we're going to go ahead and look over here and see at the end of this extremely harsh bear market like we've seen, there was this consolidation period where Bitcoin was hovering around its 50 EMA, much like we're having today and right now, because what you're having is you're having this harsh bear market come to an end, much like it did in 2014, 2015, and I've already, gone ahead and talked about this and posted this on my Patreon. If you guys are in there, then you guys would already know about all of this. The Patreon's a great place to be. But I've already talked about this on there and how similar this looks to 2015, where you had this period of around 10 to 12 months of Bitcoin just being pretty much not necessarily dead, but the price action of it was not moving at all. It might go up a little bit, it might go down a little bit, but at the for the most part, it stayed at its equilibrium price of around $240 for a Bitcoin for almost an entire year. Now, what you saw is after this year, of course, things started to pick back up, because what this is labeled as is an equilibrium price, where this is saying, all right, this is the just price of Bitcoin now. This is where it is, it has reached equilibrium at this price, and pretty much this is the new standard, right? If it falls back down, this is going to be, the medium or the limit that it's going to go before it goes back up. So it reached its equilibrium price, and then of course, starting at the end of 2015, you started seeing this bull market. As we know, quarter four is always the most bullish quarter in cryptocurrency, and historically has been for every single, for almost every single year in its life, in its lifetime. And what you saw is this. After this consolidation and formation pattern happened on Bitcoin for almost 10 months, you saw, essentially history being made, right? Most of you guys know this because you guys were a part of this, but of course, this was completely dwarfed by what we had next. And as we zoom out, it makes it look like a little anthill, and this being the person next to it. Now, it's very, key here that we could be looking at this market cycle repeating. Now, this could be essentially a 4 to 5 year market cycle of Bitcoin. Now, this could be, essentially just history repeating itself. I know that's a very important phrase that a lot of people throw around, but here it could literally be history repeating itself. Now, none of this is set in motion, none of this is permanent, and none of this is going to, happen just because I said so, but it is something so, ridiculously similar that you can't help but look at this and say, well, of course, yeah, we had a historic run up, we had all-time highs, we 10x'd Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden we had one of the harshest bear markets ever, and now it's consolidating for long periods of time. Well, what's next? Well, we've done all this before, and it's most likely, if this plays out, you're going to see something along the lines of, and I know a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but again, this is potentially years in the future. We could go through a 10-month consolidation like we've seen before, but if this plays out like it used to, you would most likely see anywhere from Bitcoin being from around 100K to 200K. And again, I know I'm going to get hate comments everywhere for that because I am the most anti, I don't want to say FOMO, but the most anti, over-exaggerator ever. I can't stand it when people make these ridiculously large price predictions. But realistically, if you are looking at this from a historical perspective, if this follows the same pattern like we just looked at in 2014, you would see anywhere from Bitcoin being from $100,000 to $200,000 within the next couple of years. Now, again, this is not financial or tax or legal advice in any way. This is simply just my opinion and looking at the market analytics and seeing, well, from my perspective, this is what it's showing us. Now, of course, this could be extended for, like I said, almost 10 months, almost a year. You could even have a year of consolidation here. It's very possible. But the main point is, if it is repeating this market cycle, people are going to start looking for entries around this level. Now, I've discussed, before how if this, equilibrium price can't stand here, like we've seen it, then you would probably have somewhere around a 3K Bitcoin. But personally, this is starting to look like it's a good equilibrium price. This is following a lot of what it looked like in 2014, and, it could very well be repeating that cycle. So I just wanted to shed some light on this today, showing that this is a very, very possible outcome that could be happening to Bitcoin. And while it is bearish in the short and medium term, in the long term this is incredibly bullish. This could be one of the most bullish things. It could very well be the most bullish thing to ever happen to Bitcoin, is this key consolidation period. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I hope it did help you guys out. If it did, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, as it does help out the channel a lot. And don't be afraid to drop a comment in the comment section below. It helps support the channel a lot. It helps promote the video, and I do appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.